Hello, 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 and welcome to Freedom with Marketing. Today, I'm going to discuss the importance of collecting and using social proof in your business to promote your products and services, and how you can use social proof in your email marketing and social media marketing to increase the number of sales that you have. So in this short presentation, we'll start off by looking at some of the psychology behind social proof and how humans look for cues on how to behave. We'll look at the concept of the herd mentality and how social proof is used in propaganda, both from a historical lens and propaganda that is being used in recent years. We'll look at then when we've explained the concept and how it works, we'll look at how to use social proof in selling and why it's so important. We'll then look at a concept of quantity over quality when it comes to social proof, which is just a concept that I like to share. We'll then dive into different examples of social proof, which will include direct social proof, such as testimonials, success stories, case studies, interviews, and different things, and indirect examples of social proof, which include stories where the protagonist in the story goes and achieves something that your customers, clients, followers, subscribers want to achieve, and it shows the journey and other ways to do that. We'll then go into ways to collect social proof, and finally, we'll then talk about ways that you can use it in your email and social media marketing. So, the psychology behind social proof. Humans look to others for cues on how to behave. I don't have any data to support this, but I suspect that this probably dates back to when we used to live in tribes, in small groups. You have to look at the behavior of the others in order to protect yourself and the rest of the tribe. It's kind of the same as if you're out in the savannas of Africa, there's a herd there, and a lion comes out, and one of them starts to run, and then they all start to run because they're trying to escape from the lion who wants to eat them. If they didn't imitate and copy the behavior of the rest of the herd, and they just stood there, the lion's going to catch them and eat them. So there's a survival instinct in copying others and looking for cues of others on how to behave. And this can happen in both a positive and in a negative way. So in a positive way, it might very well be that you want to look for others on ways to behave and improve your life, for example. And you might go to a church, or you might be religious and at a place of worship, and the people around you have certain morals and expectations, and they behave in a certain way, and you might want to imitate this. You look at the way that they behave, and you decide to copy them, or you use it as a way to guide you on your future behavior. And that might involve giving you time, or helping others, or doing different things like that. That might be a positive way where social cues and the behavior of others would influence you in a positive way. In a negative way, when you look at other people and you look at the way to behave, it can completely take rationality out of your mind. Now, we have there's an example that I want to give with this, which is hilarious in its absurdity, but I can promise you now that this is a true story. So here in Malaysia, until recently, everybody got into their own cars with a face mask on to drive. And so while I was out running once, I was down by the beach, and two cars pulled up at the car park. And a woman got out of one car. So she was in the car on her own, nobody else in the car, because I ran past and I could see clearly. Nobody in the car. So she was wearing a face mask inside the car. She then got out the car to meet with her friends who pulled up in the other car. And then she took her face mask off to talk to them. And she's out and talking to her friends and all this. And then she gets back into her car and puts a face mask on and drives off. That is an example of social cues taken to a level of absurdity, because she would have looked at other people driving around wearing face masks, and she would copy it because she thinks that that must be the right thing to do. She must have craved having to fit in and not to be the person that stands out. I'm not sure what the rationality behind it was, but again, you wear a face mask on your own in your own car, and then take it off when you're around people, which is just absolutely insane. But that is an example of how it can affect you in a negative way and lead to poor decisions. So, from a psychological standpoint, the herd mentality, when if you're in a crowd of people and everyone in the crowd does the same thing, it's hard not to follow them. It's hard not to imitate what everybody around you does. I mean, just look at the way cults behave. Just look at the way that crowds at a football stadium behave when they start singing and chanting. Just look at the way that people behave when naming large groups, and you can look at it in terms of a mob mentality with that as well. That if there's a large protest going on or a large group of people, it only takes one or two people to start behaving in a violent way, and then soon everybody starts to follow because they look around for social cues and they copy what everybody else does. And this is very prevalent social proof, but so this is based on the concept of using others as a signpost to guide your own behavior. And so this concept is used in propaganda. Propaganda is a narrative or information that's pushed in order to get you to believe something that's not true. And so if anyone here has ever traveled to the former Soviet Union or to former or current communist countries, you might notice that they have murals around where they showcase the workers and the farmers and the people that are supposed to form the foundation of the revolution and all of this. And they never look like they do in real life. The farmers on these murals, they full of muscle, they look healthy, they look happy, they look dignified, they look proud. Whereas in reality, you actually they malnourished and not good. But seeing this image of the farmer, they look strong, they look powerful, they look masculine. Other people look at it and they want to be like it, and that's how it sort of manipulates people. So that's sort of the background of the psychology and how it can be used in different contexts. Now let's how to apply this same concept into sales, marketing, and selling. So I'll start off by giving you an analogy. Scenario 1 or scenario 2. You have a company. You need to hire a freelancer. You go to a platform like Upwork and you put a job post, which you get 25 people apply. Do you sit and read every single reply? Do you respond to everyone? Probably not. I can guarantee now that at least half of them wouldn't even read the post and they just put a generic answer and just wonder why nobody contacts them. But out of the other ones, that you isolate it down to two potential candidates. One of them, in scenario A, let's say, has no experience, no reviews. It's the first time that they've used Upwork. The second person, in scenario B, they have 100 reviews. Most are 5-star, some are 4-star, there's a few 3-star, and maybe one 1-star review. Which of these are you going to choose? Obviously, you're going to choose to hire and work with the person that has the longer list of reviews. The person that has more work with more clients, and the clients have provided evidence or comments on the way that it was working with them. You won't choose to work with someone with no experience or no credentials or no one to back it up. And the same applies when you're selling your products and services as well. Now, the reason that I suspect this is look, just think about it in the way that you make decisions. Things in the online world, buying things on a computer, you don't know if the person behind that you're buying from is real or not. You don't know if it's a scam. You don't know if you're going to get ripped off. You don't know that when you put your credit card information in, or you click buy, and the money is taken from your bank, that you're actually going to receive what you paid for, or if the quality of what you receive is going to be there, or if you've been tricked or scammed or whatever you want to call it. But the same product or service with 100 different reviews or 100 video testimonials from happy clients is going to give you a completely different perspective, and you're going to look at it and think it must be true. Look at all these testimonials I have. This is where the social proof comes in. You want to imitate and emulate the herd mentality concepts, where you can present your social proof in a way that supports the claims you make and the results that you say your products and services can deliver. If you're selling a physical product, you want the reviews to say the quality of it. If you're delivering a service, you want them to say the results that you've got. And the more people, the more testimonials that you have that support this, the stronger the social proof is. Back to the example of when you have social proof. Say, for example, you're in a football stadium again. There's 30,000 football fans. If any of you have ever been to a football game and you understand how the crowd sings and chants and gets behind the team, usually you'd have a small group of people that start off the songs and start off the chants, and more people join in, and more people join in. And next thing you know, the entire stadium's joining in. The more and more people that are involved in singing and chanting, the more and more people get involved still. It has this sort of snowballing effect, the more you have, the stronger the response is. And this is the kind of concept this is the kind of thing that you want to copy and emulate when it comes to your sales and marketing. So when it comes to collecting social proof, in my opinion, I believe that quantity and volume is more important over quality when it comes to the testimonials and social proof. Now, let me be clear. By quantity, I don't mean that everything is rubbish. You have to have some level of professionalism. You have to have some level of diligence. You have to have you have to present them in the right way. But to be honest with you, in my experience, the exact words that someone says in a testimonial, especially a video testimonial, isn't as important as having 100 video testimonials on a page. Let me put that a different way. What would be better to promote your product or to generate interest in your product? Would you prefer to have 100 video testimonials on your website, but these are edited? These are video edited to a pretty low standard, just so they're viable, or would you prefer to have 5 high quality video testimonials that come with all the intro and outro and all of the fancy stuff that go with it? Personally, I prefer the first one. I prefer the volume effect, because the more that you can present the idea that all of these people are saying the same thing, all of these people are doing this one thing, that will give you a stronger effect, and it will have a more persuasive influence when it comes to someone looking at it. Because let's face it, how many people are going to sit and listen to every single video testimonial? Probably not many people. I know I certainly won't. So that's how to do it in selling, and why you need to tap into this herd mentality of selling, and why you need to have a quantity and volume over quality. So the more that you can get, and the more that you can present them, the better it is, rather than focus your energy on collecting the perfect testimonial. So let's now have a look at some different examples of social proof, both direct and indirect social proof. So direct social proof would be things like testimonials, video testimonials, case studies, success stories. They could be you interviewing a former client over the results that they've got in a long form interview that might be an hour long, publisher's podcast. These are all examples of direct ways of getting social proof. One of the ways that you can leverage this to get the absolute maximum output is to first start with collecting video testimonials. You would collect a video testimonial with some kind of an incentive. You have to incentivize someone to record a video testimonial with a deadline, otherwise they'll never get around to doing it. You can then take the video testimonial and you can get it transcribed. The transcription can be turned into a case study. The transcription can be turned into a success story that would follow the hero's journey. The transcription can be shortened to create a small few line testimonial in the written format. And you could then ask people that give a video testimonial if they'd like to be interviewed for the podcast. One video testimonial can become a video testimonial. One, it can become a text-based testimonial. Two, it can become a case study. Three, it can become a success story following the hero's journey, which can be reused in emails, sales pages, whatever you want to do it. And a percentage of people that give a video testimony would also like to be interviewed. Those are the different types you can get. If you want to use social proof in an indirect way, so this might be a better way to this might be the way to do things if you don't have any customers or clients, or if it's a new product or a new service. And what you can do is you can find stories where people have got a similar result to what your product or service does. So an example might be that. So one example that comes to mind from a book that I was recently reading is about McDonald's. And if you were to ask if most people what business McDonald's are in, they would say the hamburger business, the fast food business. Whereas in actual fact, they're more in the real estate business, because they just McDonald's is one of the biggest real estate owners in the world. They set up franchises and then they own the real estate under the franchise. So that's where the wealth comes from with McDonald's, not necessarily the burgers. And so an example of this might provide an element of proof. Real estate investing is a good thing to do. It's there that you can use as a proof of concept. You could write the story behind the owner of McDonald's, or the founder of McDonald's. I forgot his name, Ray something, I think it was. And you could tell that story as a way to illustrate the point that you want to make, that that real estate investing is a better way to do things. Just one example off the top of my head. You could also look at competitors or people that have got a similar result that you have. I think there's a social media post scheduled to go out around the time of recording that the very first email marketing campaign generated several $million in revenue. And you could tell the story of that. You could go deep into the story and identify what was involved in this email marketing campaign, and then you tell the story as a way to promote the idea that email marketing is a way to increase profitability of your business and to increase your sales and different things. It's the story that provides the social proof. It's the people inside your story that have gone through the journey that your customer clients are going to go through themselves, where you can tell the story about the obstacles they're likely to overcome and the challenges and how they dealt with it and what they did. And this provides social proof is an indirect way behind the concept of what you're trying to do. Now, the best kind of stories would be of people who are in a similar situation to your target audience. The story with McDonald's and real estate is there as an example. It's as an analogy. It shows people the concept, but it might not necessarily motivate the average person to learn more about real estate investing because they cannot relate to someone in McDonald's. But if you can find someone in your local area that has started to make money or achieve the goals that your target audience want to do, you could find their story and you could tell it as a way for as social proof as well. Because the more that someone can see themselves in the protagonist in your story, the more likely they are to believe that they can do it. And beliefs more important than you have to believe you can do something. Otherwise you won't. Another example of indirect social proof would be, I remember recently while on a call with a client, I think it was a strategy day call or something, and they explained that they wanted to copy the marketing style of some coach in a nutrition brand coach or something. I forget what it is. And so I clicked on the website. First thing that popped up was the owner of the company on stage. They did a live event. She's walking out there with her head held high, and everybody in the crowd's cheering, and there's so much excitement and so much buzz, and cameras are capturing it, and it's produced to a sort of standard that you'd expect to see in a Hollywood film. Everyone's cheering, everyone's happy. Wow, she's out. Look at her. Look how amazing she is. That's a form of social proof. People will watch the video. They see the excitement, the behaviour, the way that the crowd are cheering for this individual to come out. And therefore, on a subconscious level, they will assume that this person is reputable, they're an authority, that they are someone they should listen to, and that being the first thing that you see when you go to their website is going to be a powerful first impression to present them as an authority, and that is done visually through the video and the social proof. So those are two types of social proof: indirect and direct social proof. So let's now move on to finding out how can you actually collect this stuff. You can clearly see how much of an asset social proof will be in your business. How do you get it? How can you get the 100 video testimonials? How can you get the customer interviews? How can you get the stories and different things? Well, the stories is quite easy. You just have to research. Well, you don't have to research. You can get a virtual assistant or a team member or someone to do the research for you. So we'll look at it in this section. We'll look at the ways to get testimonials and video testimonials and things. So earlier I did mention that the way to do it is if you want to get a video testimonial or a testimonial of any sort, you have to, the best way is to offer an incentive with a deadline. You can, if you have an email list, send an email out asking people to give a video testimonial. Find some kind of incentive that you'll give them. Give a deadline to doing it. So I've just remembered of how I've actually a strategy that I used with a client, which I thought was pretty good. It achieved a lot of goals. And so what happened was the client had a $10,000 12-month long mentorship coaching program kind of thing, and they wanted to fill up the spots. So we had an upcoming promotion. So what I wanted to do as a way to generate excitement and buzz and interest around what this offer was, we had a competition. So this competition was, you have to fill in a questionnaire, and because of the rules in the country where this company was, you have to have a game of skill over the game of chance, which pretty much means that you have to select the winner on merit rather than randomly choosing one from a hat, which allowed us then to ask people, why do you want to take this program? Why should we give you the spot, the sort of scholarship to do it? So basically you can take this 12-month program for free, which basically allowed people to articulate all their desires and wants and their inner sort of feelings behind things, which was really, really good market research and ways to position a promotion. The other aspect of it was we wanted them to give us a video testimonial first, or to write a review for a book, or write a review on Google, or something. And they had to attach the review or a link to the video testimonial as part of our application, just to prove that they did it. We made it clear that we don't want you just have to give an honest review. The review itself or the contents of a review will not be considered. We just want to prove that you did it and just be honest about things. And so what that did, I think I can't remember, but we got about between 70 and 100 people enter the competition to win the scholarship for the $10,000 a year program. And we got every one of them wrote down in great detail why they want to win. Every one of them provided a review or a testimonial or something in exchange. So what this promotion actually did, it generated, I can't remember the exact numbers because it was a long time ago, that it generated 50 plus testimonials, reviews, or video testimonials that we could then leverage in the business. It basically told us all of the reasons why people want to take this program. We then selected a winner. We did a big big reveal, and we went live, and everyone who entered the competition joined it, and we basically spent 10-15 minutes talking about all the benefits of the program, and then we announced what the winner is, and then at the end we said, we can't give this away for everyone, so we're having this promotion instead. Join before this specific deadline, and you'll get a discount of sorts. And so that they made a lot of sales from that. The competition generated attention because people wanted to enter and people wanted to do it. We managed to collect a bunch of video testimonials and text testimonials and reviews on Google and book reviews and different things. We then identified a long list of market research that we could use. We then had a promotion on the back end of this and made an enormous amount of sales revenue from it. And that's how we actually applied this strategy, and we got so many different benefits out of it. Now, bringing it back to the point of this workshop here about using social proof and things, the catch here was that people who entered the competition who gave us a review or a testimonial or a video testimonial, they didn't have to have bought any of our products or services in the past. We just asked them to share their thoughts on what they think about us. What do you think about the value we provide in our free podcasts? What do you think about the value we provide in the videos that we release every week on YouTube? What do you think of the value that we do on our email list? What do you think of the value that we do when we try to share tips and actionable stuff and to help you become X, Y, and Z and overcome all these obstacles in social media and all the resources we provide and all of this and all of that and everything else that goes with it? And so this is what people gave their testimonials on, and they shared their honest thoughts on, which was pretty incredible because we could then take all the video testimonials went into a Dropbox. We could repurpose all of this. Now, I know it didn't happen in the real world. I think the main focus here was Google reviews over video testimonials. I tried to get video testimonials, but the client didn't want to. So I'm not going to push back too much. But if I had got the video testimonials, you could have done what I said earlier and take the video testimonial, turn it into a text testimonial, and then make a case study of it, and then apply the hero's journey and create a success story. And then you'd have a page on the website with 50 video testimonials where people are saying their honest opinion of your brand. Each of these video testimonials, all you have to do is take a snippet from them, one sentence quote, and put that as the headline on the video testimonial. People are going to scan through. They ain't going to watch all the videos. They're just going to look for the summary. The volume effect taps into this sort of herd mentality. It looks like everyone believes this, therefore it's good. You can get screenshots of the text one, shorten the text, get the transcript, shorten the transcript into a succinct video testimonial, basically using verbatim sentences of what's said in the video testimonial, but you just condense it a little bit. You just put a picture of the person from the video as part of this, as part of the screenshot, the part of the image, and then you can use that on the same sales page as well, or the same page on your website, and then you can have another section there saying, "Hey, look at all these case studies. Click the link, and you'll get directed to them." And you can literally turn one. You can literally do something like this. If you were to collect, say, 20 video testimonials, you could then convert these into 4 different assets in 4 different formats, and then you can multiply the effect that you've got, and that basically helps you tap into the herd mentality a bit more. Now, again, I need to make it very, very clear that if you try to present one video testimonial in 4 different formats with the illusion of trying to trick people into thinking there's more than there's not, that you have to be aware that that's unethical, and you might be lying, you might be dishonest. I'm not saying you should do that exactly, but you can sort of present them in a different way, in different formats, but be open and transparent about what you're doing. You don't want to try to trick people. So how can you actually get the social proof? Well, the example I gave earlier was what I've used was the competition. You can send an email out asking people to give you a video testimonial. You can post on social media. You can ask people to give their honest thoughts, opinions about your brand and products and services and different things. If they reply to email, you can copy and paste a screenshot of that, and that can become a sort of video testimonial if it's a positive comment and supports what you want. You can take screenshots of comments that people put on your social media posts for them positive. If you have a live event and you have someone managing the comments and what's going on, you can get them to take the screenshots of the comments there, and then use them later to either promote the replay of the workshop or to promote your product or service. The options are endless. And so let's talk about, in the last part of this workshop, different ways to use the social proof. So I've discussed putting video testimonials on a page on your website that you can link to. You can have a YouTube channel linking to all of the video testimonials, a Rumble channel linking to all the video testimonials. You can take a screenshot of the text testimonials or comments that are positive and put them into a PDF, and then just make one massive PDF with dozens of pages or even hundreds of pages with screenshots of the testimonials, and then you can give that to prospects or people that are potentially going to buy from you. You can turn them into case studies, which published as articles on the website. You can, if you have 10, 20, 30 case studies, you can put them all into a PDF and turn it into a book and give that to prospects, in addition to a PDF with screenshots of all the testimonials in. I mentioned before, you can turn them into success stories where you follow a hero's journey. All of these can then be published into a PDF as well. You can ask people, happy clients, happy customers, if they'd like to be interviewed by you. Again, the options are endless. So let me share with you a advanced strategy on how you can use social proof to your advantage. This is particularly important if you have a premium offer. A premium offer might be a group coaching program, a one-on-one coaching, consultation, done for you services, done with you services, various things like that, where you or your team are involved in delivering a result. So when you have something like this, you have to there's a concept where someone goes from state A, where they are now. This is with the pains they have, the problems they have. This is the life they currently are living. They want to go to state B. State B is what they want in the future. It's the way they want their life to look. It's how they dream their life to be. Now, to go from state A to state B, you're going to encounter hurdles, obstacles, and challenges along the way. So you start here at A. On your journey, you'll encounter challenge 1. You'll overcome challenge 1. You'll encounter challenge 2. You overcome challenge 2. You'll encounter challenge 3. You overcome challenge 3. You'll live the life you want in state B. Just as a concept. So the most strategic way to do this would be, you want to get social proof of people that started in state A, where people are now, and show that they managed to achieve state B, where they want to be. The more you can get a testimonial or social proof that aligns with the situation that your prospects are in, the more likely they are to believe what they say and see that they can do it themselves. You then want to take them on the journey to challenge one. You want to provide social proof. Social proof again in the form of testimonials, case studies, success stories, interviews, discussing in particular how they overcome challenge one. And then the same for challenge two and the same for challenge three. And the way that you can do that is you would strategically plan out content over maybe a period of 2 weeks or so, where you are providing proof and evidence and social proof of these results, and this is what people have done and what people have achieved. These are the challenges that they've encountered and how they've overcome them. These are the same challenges you're likely going to face, and this is how you can overcome them. Just listen to this and find out how they did it, listen to that and find out how they did it. And this is basically laying the foundation for people to actually believe in the concept behind what you do and to believe that you can help them. And the social proof, the more that they listen to the interviews, the more they consume these testimonials, the more your brand authority will increase in their minds. And you can use it in the pre-launch of a promotion. That's the advanced strategy there. Pre-launch of a promotion is sort of the build-up before you do an actual promotion. You can have a live workshop or a live session as the main, what I call the big event, where you get people to attend that, basically like a webinar, like a live webinar or something. And then you would sell your product or service during the webinar, workshop, masterclass, live session, whatever you want to call it. And then you have 5 to 7 days of emails afterwards in order to get book calls and to take sales. But you'd use the social proof in the way that I've just described it in order to show people that they can achieve the results you promise. You can show them how the likely challenges and obstacles they're going to encounter and how to overcome them. And then you have the workshop, live session, webinar, and then you have the promotional period afterwards. So that's how to use social proof. Just a quick summary. So to start off with, social proof is important from a psychological standpoint because people look to others for cues on how to behave. This can be positive or negative. The herd mentality would be when more people start to do something, everyone else tends to join in and follow. And the more and more people that are involved, the harder and harder it is not to follow them. You want to tap into this sort of concept when it comes to your sales and marketing. The more testimonials, success stories, case studies you can have presented in a way that captures attention, and you basically just take a quote from a testimonial as the headline, and then you have the testimonial afterwards. You want to create this visual representation of all your social proof, so when they click on the page and then scrolling down, there's more video testimonials, more testimonials, so that they think that, wow, they must know what they're doing. The content of the video testimonials, text testimonials, or whatever the social proof that you collect isn't so much as important as the actual volume. You can ask people to leave video testimonials after they work with you. You can take comments from social media posts or replies from emails or comments from videos. You can ask people to give an honest opinion on what they think about your brand, what they think about the content you produce and how it helps them, the emails you set, the daily emails you send, the regular social media posts that you put out, and the other things. Maybe they've read your book, maybe they listen to your podcast. All they have to do is give an honest opinion, and that's perfectly fine. You can then convert these into different formats: video into text, as a visual image, the text into a case study and success story. You can then apply these in your sales and marketing in daily emails. You can apply them in promotions. You can use them to teach concepts behind your offers and to get people to believe that you can actually deliver the results that you have. So that's all I've got for you today. That's the end of this presentation. I'll see you in the next video.